Welcome, collectors. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Diecast Emporium. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Diecast Masters Transport Series 1/50 scale Western Star 4900 with McNeilus Bridgemaster mixer. The item number is 71075. If you've never had a Diecast Masters Transport Series model, they all come in this brown outer shipping box, which, of course, not only protects the model, but the actual model's box. First thing you need to do is take an X-Acto knife, cut one side of the flap. That allows us to get the actual model's box out. And there's our first glimpse at the actual model itself on the side of the box. Let's go over some of the subtleties. We have the Western Star officially licensed logo. At the top left, we have the McNeilus logo as well. Western Star 4900 with McNeilus Bridgemaster mixer. Anything you see on this channel by Diecast Masters, for the most part, these are adult collectible diecast items not intended for anyone under the minimum age of 14 years. The top of the box has this beautiful rendering of multiple different colors representative of the Western Star logo. And on the back of the box, we have some information on not only the Western Star 4900 truck, but also the McNeilus Bridgemaster mixer. Let's take a look at a couple pieces of information here. The engine is the Detroit diesel, 350 horsepower to 500 horsepower. The McNeilus Bridgemaster mixer is an M80 series drum with an 11-yard drum capacity, 150-gallon water tank with a standard height hopper. All right, let's begin the unboxing. The side of these boxes have a single finger hole, which, as you may have already guessed, you stick your finger in, pull the model out. You have a catalog, which tells us all of the offerings in the Diecast Masters Transport Series range, of which there are many different offerings, from dump trucks to concrete mixers to lowboys to shipping containers to just about anything you can think of, and this range grows every single year. The first piece of packaging has our concrete chute extensions, as well as two exhaust stack tips, and we'll get into this more once we go through the actual assembly process with the model. Finally, the bottom layer of foam rubber is what protects the actual concrete mixer model, so you want to be very careful what you grab onto. Lift your model straight up and out of the box, and now your model is free from the packaging. To begin the assembly process, this truck has two exhaust stack tips, one on each side. Drop it in the pre-designated holes. With that done, we can turn our attention to the different chute extensions, which are actually quite beautiful because they have the same style metallic blue flake paint that the actual truck has. For now, we'll put one of them in the provided chute holder to mimic that of the truck in a driving position of it going down by the road. Now, this will hold all three, but again, for time constraints, I'm only going to show you that it holds one. To show you the details on the truck, which we will now begin, we'll start at the front, where you'll see the beautiful chrome grille with the Western Star logo on top, the chrome bumper. You have your turn indicators on the top of the fenders in amber, your headlights, chrome visor, chrome mirrors. You have your air cleaners on both sides, two different warning beacons on top. This side, it's hard to ignore, in my opinion, the beautiful paint scheme and decals that are on this truck, such as the yellow and orange striping with the Western Star W, and then the matching Western Star W and star that's on the actual mixing drum all throughout. Besides that, I already mentioned the metallic flake paint in blue all throughout the truck, which once again, in my opinion, is a very solid choice for this mixer. You have DOT striping all along the fender guarding here, the Western Star logo on all of the mud flaps on the front and rear. Moving towards the rear of the concrete mixer, DOT striping on the protection bar. You have McNeilus written in black, so it might be a little bit difficult to see here, along with three lights. On this side of the truck, much of the same, with more warning labels on your tanks and pumps. running lights on the bottom part of the door, as well as your door latch with 4900 written in chrome below it. So that will conclude the decal application on the truck. Let's turn our attention now to the functionality of this truck. We will begin by showing the working steering. It is somewhat limited and notched, due in part to the fact of the fender well design, so the tires clash, both turning left or right. But again, something is better than nothing. The truck features an opening hood, which reveals your detailed engine inside. The doors do not open on this truck. This model features 2 sets of lift or drop axles, this axle right here, and then this axle right here. Right now it is in the raised or carry position for this one, but if we pull down, the axle will now be lowered with the rest of them, and if you push hard enough, it will stay grounded with the rest. Push up. Once again, it's now in the carry or out of service position. Looking at the other axle at the rear, make sure your chute is centered off to one side. There you go. And with that now dropped, and with a fair amount of pressure applied downwards on your model, you'll see that, once again, that is moving as well with the other axles. As we like to see with any concrete mixer, the drum does rotate. Turning our attention now to the concrete chute. This cylinder right here does have a very small range of movement, both in the up direction and in the down direction. You can now see that exposed cylinder. Now you can't. Let's add some chute extensions on. As you can see, we fold it down. This is a lot easier to do before you put it on the main section. So let's put these two together. They clip on like that. And you do the same thing on the main chute on the actual truck. And just like that, they're now all clipped on. You can spin it to the left, or spin it to the right, or have it sitting right smack in the middle. That will conclude my review of the Western Star 4900 with McNeilus Bridgemaster mixer. This is a beautifully executed and presented 1/50th scale concrete mixer. The most appealing aspect is obviously the paint job and livery combination. It does have a great range of functionality. For the most part, with the lift axle and the drop axles, the chute extensions, as well as the opening hood and the ability for the front axle to steer. Strangely, this particular truck, unlike, for example, the Kenworth, does not have opening doors, but still in all, this truck gets a satisfactory passing grade. Take a look at your screen right now. You will find another link for another Diecast Emporium review. And as always, I'm Tommy with Diecast Emporium. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, take care and be safe. I'll catch you in the next review.